Was in the process of shaving, but I wanted to do this before I forgot. Um, I hurt my neck again because of like I was sitting at the computer like back in January, like because I was up walking around and stuff fine, and then back in late January I started having problems. Like I was using the computer, and my posture wasn't great, and I was a little uncomfortable, and I ignored the pain. I felt something like it felt a little awkward, like a little bit like a tear in my neck. Um, and it wasn't that painful though. It's just a little tweak. And then I started hearing like all this increased tinnitus, and I was like, oh man, like shit. And normally I don't sit. Normally I sit like lean back, reclined in my computer chair, and I don't lean forward. But I was leaning forward, and then and then my grandmother was sick, and I took her to the doctor, and my neck was hurting. And when I was in the car with her driving, I was just like, ow, like it's really starting to hurt. Like I was really having pain in my neck. I was just like, Jesus, like it really hurts. And, but I took her anyway. I just pushed through it anyway because she was sick. And then, and that's when I really got bad. Like when I got back, then the next day and the day after that, I was pretty much confined to my bed. And it's just been worse since then because it's like, I kept trying to do stuff, and I'm like, I should have like, I mean, the first time I started having problems with the computer, I should have just been like, I can't do anything. Like, I need to lay down and rest until I don't feel any problems, and I'm back to where I was, 100%. Like, I'm not gonna be driving anywhere. I'm not gonna be doing anything, and I didn't do that. And so now I'm trying to do that and trying to improve, but I don't know if I can ever improve on my own back to that point without surgery or without without the PICL or pro or PRP or whatever. Like I might have to do additional posteriors. Like if I wanted to do PICL, I imagine I'd need about four of those, and then the posterior I might need one or two more of those, and then maybe I'd be fine again. I'd be 100%. Um, but I can't afford that. So it's like if I had $50,000, I could get fixed without surgery. Although I guess PICL is kind of surgical. Ah, oh. So yeah. So just be careful if you have neck problems. If you're hurting, um, if you're doing something and you feel like some aches and pains that are more intense than normal, and it's bothering you, then just stop because it's not worth it. Like you don't want to fuck yourself up because it's like the stuff holding your neck together. If you're already hurt, like the connective tissue is already weaker, so it's much easier to tear it. And if you're feeling pain, that's usually only because you're damaging your connective tissue. Either the muscles are tightening up because they can, like your nerves can sense when the connective tissue is getting damaged, and when they do that, the muscles around those ligaments tighten up and they'll squeeze really tight, which creates a burning sensation after a while. But also, if your ligaments getting damaged, it also burns. So so that is so if you're experiencing burning pain or sharp pain, like, or if you feel anything that resembles a tear, you can stop what you're doing and rest and be careful and make sure you rest for a while afterward, like a couple weeks maybe a month. Just really take it easy, because otherwise, you could get so bad that you could die, or you end up like me or a lot of other people where they're just like confined to their bed and just can't really do shit. Like I know people worse than me, and maybe if I just take it easy and don't go to any appointments, don't make any phone calls, maybe over the next couple of months I can improve some. maybe I can, if I get disability, I can get more like other posterior PRP and see if that helps. But otherwise, I think I'm screwed up so bad at this point. It's like, unless I get $50,000 or something like that to fix myself, then I'm gonna have to go do fusion, which might not fix me anyway, because who knows? Like, I know what I'm getting with Regenix. I don't know what I'm getting with the fusion. With the fusion, it's kind of just like, hey, the doctor figures he should rearrange my C1 this way, and it doesn't matter if I disagree. He's just gonna do what they want to do. And so like mine's rotated, and what if I say like I would like you to unrotate it, please, and move it in line with my C2, and then fuse it? And they might say, well, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then it's like, I've got my internal jugular vein problems because my C1 squashed bios because it's too far forward, and it's also rotated, and it's brainstem compression because the C1's too far forward and it's pushing against my brainstem, causing hot flashes. So, and well, I mean, if anybody's watching this, I mean, you know how doctors are. Um, they can't ever hear that they're wrong. They can't hear suggestions. They can't. So I'd rather get regenerative therapy where it's just the procedure is just standard and I know what I'm getting. Um, and it's also, if it doesn't work, it's like, so what? I mean, I've seen people get worse from regenerative therapy, but it's pretty rare. Like, you you get it, your ligament or tendon burns for a little, like a week or two. It hurts, and usually it gets better. Maybe it doesn't get better so much. Maybe your symptoms get a little worse for a week or two, but that's it. Like, it's usually not like permanent negative changes to your body, because it's just, you're just putting blood into the tendon, same way blood goes in your muscles. Um, Although it's a little more invasive because you're injecting it in there rather than it going through veins, um, but it's, it's pretty similar to a natural bodily process. Anyway, yeah, be careful, because you're not going to get better unless you respect how your neck feels. So just wanted to put this out there.